Title: Tifu by thinking I was muted in my Zoom lecture and called my professor a son of a bitch in front of 150 people. Hey guys, so today is the first day of the new semester where I'm from, Germany, and I woke up at 11:02 a.m. since I thought my first lecture would be at 2 p.m. I then woke up to an email saying there was a Zoom meeting at 11 a.m. So I immediately turned on my PC and joined the meeting and asked a friend of mine if he also joined. He didn't even know what I was talking about, so I texted him the meeting ID and the password and asked him if he wanted to listen to the lecture together on Discord. He said, yes, so we hopped onto the Discord together and begun trash-talking the professor for the bad communication where I called him a son of a bitch for sending the mail at 10 a.m. for a lesson at 11 a.m. Now here's the problem. Every lecture I had last semester immediately muted everyone who joined, so in my mind I was muted. Title: Tifu by not knowing how to behave appropriately at a house party full of complete strangers. Obligatory didn't just happen, but 8 years ago. Me, 18, girlfriend at the time just started uni, she was moving up north to stay in a student apartment. Wanted me to come and meet the gang. I have terrible social anxiety. So I get up there, and obviously the night starts with drinks. They're all poor students, so drinks in the apartment. Drinking games ensue. Now, I'm awkward and don't really know how to start a decent chat with a stranger, so what do? I hit the hard liquor. Hard. Anyone ever played that game, Roxanne? Where you listen to Roxanne by the Police and drink when he says Roxanne. I start this with straight vodka. Now it was BYOB, so I'd brought a 70 centiliters of vodka with me which I intended to share, did I? Nah man, I drank it within 40-ish minutes of arriving. The last thing I recall of that night was shuffling cards. I woke up next morning. In a bed. Really comfy. My first thought, fuck, I'm comfy. Where the fuck am I? I roll over and see my girlfriend on the floor. I reach over and shake her. And at the same time also silently notice that my head feels like it was recently rattled with a hammer. Fuck off. Don't fucking touch me. Obviously when this is what you're greeted with in the morning, you immediately begin to panic. I ask what I've done wrong and I get the response, you're covered in your own sick. I hastily rip the covers off me. Context: I was wearing a blue-white tie-dye t-shirt that night. My t-shirt was now green and yellow. My jeans were damp. I asked what the fuck happened last night, and this is what I am told. Remember when I was shuffling cards? Well, apparently I blacked out. I just fell to one side on the couch and went unresponsive. Everyone freaked the fuck out. 2 of the guys took my arms and legs and carried me to my girlfriend's room. They lay me on the floor, at which point I woke up very suddenly and exclaimed that I needed to spew. Before anyone could even move to grab a bucket, I threw up down myself and curled into a ball where I continued to vomit. I stopped after producing a few puddles of vodka-infused stomach juice and said I needed to go to the toilet. My girlfriend's room was en suite. So she helped me up and I somehow staggered through. Now the next part is just theorized to a point, but I was informed that this is likely the events that happened. I went into the bathroom, pulled my jeans down. Began to piss fine. My girlfriend knocked after an appropriate amount of time and asked if I was okay and if she could come in. I apparently said yes, but I was still pissing and had no clue what had just been asked, so I just said yes. My girlfriend entered, much to my horror. I spun around on the spot with the grace of 1,000 drunken kung fu masters, all the while still pissing and showering the floor in urine while aiming my pecker at my girlfriend. She screamed. Understandably, the piss was making the tile floor like an ice rink for my Converse, and thus, I slip in my piss, cock still in hand, fall and hit my head off the toilet cistern, reach out to grab something on the way down and inadvertently push the shower door open and crack myself in the side of the head with the swinging open door. I then pass out. So, my girlfriend had to just pull up my pissy jeans, then ask 2 dudes she'd known less than 48 hours to help her carry her piss-soaked, vomit-covered boyfriend into her bed. I went back to visit twice after that. My girlfriend then started cheating on me with one of the dudes. Title: Tifu by hiding the receipt to the engagement ring I just bought poorly. My GF found it while I was at work. This happened literally an hour ago. I still don't know how to process this. Do I own it? Or do I pretend like I don't know what she's talking about? So I bought this engagement ring for my girlfriend a couple of weeks ago. I've been waiting for the jeweler to finish up the ring so that I can pick up the final product. The jeweler instructed me to hold on to the receipt until I took delivery. So I did as any stupid man would do. I folded up the receipt, hid it in the pocket of my favorite hoodie, and stuck the hoodie in the back of the closet. I just got done working 12 hours and I came home to find that she had done the laundry and very nicely refolded all of my clothes. Much to my dismay, I found the receipt sitting on the bedside table. And not in the pocket of the hoodie that I left it in. She knows. She won't admit it, but she knows. WTF do I do? Do I own it, or do I just play along with it? Yes. I'm an idiot for not hiding it better. Crucify me for my stupidity, but please offer some decent advice. Title: TIFU by telling a kid I was getting my cat neutered. This wasn't today, but when I was taking my cat in for his shots and neutering, I sat in the waiting room with my cat while my boyfriend went to talk to the vet. I was talking to a little boy, probably 6 or 7, who was sitting there waiting for his mom to come out with their cat. I let him pet my cat and told him he was a boy cat and his name is Tiberius. He told me he was there getting his cat fixed so that she wouldn't have any babies. I responded with, "Oh, we are here for the same thing." He paused for a second and said, "But I thought only girl cats could have babies." I panicked and stumbled over a sentence along the lines of, "Well, boy cats help to make babies." Thankfully his mom came out and the conversation ended. Title: TIFU by cutting jalapenos and then itching my clit. This happened a few hours ago. At the time it wasn't funny, but now it's a good laugh. Earlier today I made a Korean-inspired dish and had put fresh jalapenos in it. After eating about half, I put it back in the fridge to eat for later. Well, later comes and I decide to add more jalapenos because I love my food as spicy as possible. I chop them up, add it to the bowl, then head to my bedroom so I can finish watching my show. Now here's where I fucked up. While watching the show, my clit suddenly became itchy, and like any normal person when they have an itch down there, they scratch it. After about 10 seconds my clit is on fire and I rip off my pants and run to get a washcloth. I ask my boyfriend to get me an ice cube and I sit in bed, full spread, and try and ease the pain. The pain dies down a little and I thought putting cortisone cream couldn't help with the burning. There's where I fucked up again. After putting the cream on, the burning became more intense. I start crying, run to the shower and lay down and let the water try and flush it out. Foo number 3, this made the burning even worse. I get out the shower and lay on the bed and ask my boyfriend to blow on my clit. Eventually the burning stops and I'm fine now. Title: Tifu by realizing I'm the culprit of the puddles on the bathroom floor. This happened 4 minutes ago. Over the last few months I've noticed puddles forming around my toilet where it sits in the tiles. I couldn't find a leak anywhere, so figured I must be splashing water around from the nearby sink. Today, however, while taking a particularly long poo, time-wise, the poo was not overly long in shape, and constantly peeing due to my large intake of water, I realized the true cause of the puddles. Turns out when I don't apply downwards force to my penis while urinating and sitting down, my penis hits the perfect angle to spray between the rim and the seat of the loo. Currently cleaning the floor with disinfectant wipes, praising the Lord that I was well hydrated so my socks won't stain. Title: TIFU by trying to be sexy with gummy worms. So of course the obligatory didn't happen today but a few weeks ago. I was with my boyfriend having a good romantic adult time alone with him. Beforehand, we stopped off to grab some candy, gummy worms, to watch a movie. While getting cozy in bed, I decided to have some fun with the gummy worms. I started to wrap them around him and place them in some interesting places to eat them from. Fast forward to my horny brain deciding to wrap them around his penis. I then went down on him while trying to eat them. Long story short, the worms caused me to choke and then started to upchuck whatever was in my stomach on him. Luckily, I was able to quickly run to the bathroom, mortified, as I puked everything up. My boyfriend held my hair and proceeded to make jokes about it while I was throwing up.